the common types of building accidents that happen in apartment buildings throughout New York City are known as ceiling collapse cases. And recently we were retained by a ceiling collapse client who had that happen to them in a New York City housing authority building. Basically, what happened was the entire ceiling collapse. Usually when we deal with ceiling collapse cases in apartment buildings, we have a portion of a ceiling collapse. There'll be like a little hairline fracture, or there'll be like a yellow spot, maybe wetness, a little bit of a drip, and then a part of that ceiling will collapse, injuring a client. But here, the entire ceiling collapsed. I mean, the entire room, basically, maybe it's like a 10 by 15 size room, and the entire ceiling collapsed because above it was an attic, and the attic collected steam, and I believe the steam was improperly being vented, because the steam should have been vented outside of the attic into the into the roof, into the outdoors, but it wasn't. So it was collecting there, and that pressure just caused the entire ceiling to collapse, injuring 2 clients. And we filed a notice of claim against the city of New York for that case, and we're starting to litigate that case and get that case moving. The case was in the news on, I believe, CBS News, NBC News, as well as in the newspapers, the New York Post and the Daily News. So that was just one of the egregious examples of ceiling collapses. But if you or a loved one has suffered a ceiling collapse, give us a call. We'd be happy to give you a confidential consultation to see if your case meets the criteria for success to receive compensation under the law. And we're knowledgeable, and we'll be able to tell you whether the liability is strong and whether the injury sustained is sufficient to award compensation.